right now. And again, welcome and thank you for joining us for our webinar today on getting more from your CRM, integrating your phone system. With me today, I am joined by Leah Black, Channel Manager at Tenfold. Leah, are you there?
Hey, Sonia. Hey, everybody.
Hello, and again, my name is Sonia Friedel, President at BrainSell. Just a tiny bit about who we are, and then I want to go into just a few slides. Leah's going to walk us through some stuff, and then we're going to actually demonstrate the solution live for you. And we're going to try to keep this under 45 minutes at least, so you guys can get back to your jobs. And again, this will be recorded, so we'll send it out afterwards. So a bit about BrainSell. We're a trusted technology advisor based in the Boston area, but all over North America. We provide non-biased consulting services and then also the technology through some really great platforms that we love and use, seeing on the right there. And we've got over 20 years of successful implementations and hundreds of years of combined experience. We really, we're software geeks, but we're also business people. So we really have a core focus first on what's the problem? And then how can we solve it using technology and software, or maybe not, maybe just re-engineering processes. So that's a tiny bit about us. And we are great partners with Tenfold, and I'll kind of sing their praises as we run through the demo. But Tenfold kind of circles around this great area right here. So it's plugging in another key business process, which would be your phone system, right? People use the phone, and it's plugging it into your CRM in order to make your salespeople love using CRM and collect more awesome data. So Leah, if you would, please walk us through who is Tenfold.
Sure. We're a cloud-based software as a service company based in Austin, Texas. So hopefully any of you, if you come to Austin, you'll see a big Tenfold sign. We are backed by a large venture capitalist called Andreessen Horowitz. They were actually early backers in Facebook and Twitter and Airbnb. So really excited to have them a part of our team. We integrate with multiple different CRMs and phone systems, and we'll kind of show you a snippet into what those are. But BrainSell has hands into each of those segments, so they can also guide you to what's right for your company. And Tenfold then will leverage the infrastructure that you feel is appropriate for your company. And of course, we're a trusted partner of BrainSell. So excited for this.
Awesome.
So we'll go through today, what are some of the business challenges, how to accelerate the sales cycle, what are those integrations, a live demo, and then who are some of those happy customers that we have. So CRMs are tough. They're really powerful resources if there's enough information within them. And from a salesperson perspective, at least we'll use them, it's harder to adopt a CRM. It's a lot of data entry, manual process that's taking away from the relationships that they're building and the conversations that they're having to be able to close business and have a better customer conversation. So, that's a really big challenge today because managers do understand the value of a CRM tool, but the adoption amongst their team is low. Because there's a low adoption rate, there's a lack of insight into analytics and data around the sales cycle and being able to understand who may have already spoken to this customer, where those customer conversations left off at. There's also some companies, and some of our attendees today may understand this too, where you may have KPIs or goals for your team around how many calls do they make a day and what kind of quality conversation that they have in those calls. Being able to have the right data to verify and validate that these calls are taking place is a challenge that you're having to be able to then make better business decisions based on that data. So if you go to the next slide, I kind of talked through this already, but making better business decisions with accurate data is really key. If the data is bad, how are you able to forecast and predict? Tenfold captures 100% of calls. That's inbound and outbound call scenarios. And that's because we're tapped into the phone system. There's no additional phone system here. There's no additional usage fees. 100% call capture with using click to dial or an inbound call or directly from the dial pad of your phone system. Because we're capturing the calls more seamlessly, reps are able to make more calls per week because the manual data entry of logging a call is eliminated from their day. And we're going to go through that in the demo today too. So number 3 is a really interesting point. We're going to go through and do a stopwatch of the time that it takes to log a call. And how much time would you be able to save if you had Tenfold today? We have a customer that it took, our customer is Adobe, a big software company that we would all think, kind of has this all figured out. But in actuality, when you would call into Adobe, it would take them 87 seconds just to know who you are. So that's entering in your phone number, your name, your email address, your Adobe ID, and being able to then get up to speed with the business that you're calling in about. 87 seconds. If you could save 87 seconds per rep that you have today, what would that equate for your business? So let's go to the next slide. So I mentioned we have multiple different CRM and phone system integrations. Here's just a snippet into some of those logos: Salesforce, Lightning, Sugar, MS Dynamics, Bullhorn, NetSuite, Zendesk. And these are all companies that you can work through with BrainSell to be able to find the right solution for you from the CRM perspective and know that Tenfold will follow you with it. And then from the phone side, we support over 200 different phone systems. So this is just, again, another small snippet into it. And if you get together with your BrainSell rep, they can work with what phone system you have to determine how we can move forward.
Yeah, and I'll just add one thing, Leah. I always say this. We have a very strange copper VoIP combo system in our office, much to my chagrin. And I was able to head up internally configuring Tenfold in under an hour to link in with our phone system. So if you guys think, oh, we have a really weird legacy phone system, put it in the chat. Again, we'll get to the questions at the end, but it's not off base for you to think like, oh, I'm on this old thing and there's no way this is going to work. That's not true. It very well could work. I'm not going to guarantee it, but we had a great experience with our weird phone system.
Yeah, and 200 phone systems, it's going to give you a big range into understanding what does fit for you. So, I talked a little bit about this, but before Tenfold, it's a lot of disparate systems of record. Marketing's using one tool, sales is using another, customer success, accounting, recruiting, throw in the mix email, possibly voice recording that you're using, the phone system, mobile, and put this in front of the customer-facing user that has the client conversations. And if they only have access to one system, or they have to enter in the information into multiple different systems to get the piece of the customer journey, they're really just piecing together the puzzle in front of the client rather than having that information right at their fingertips. We've all been on a call where we've said, I've already told somebody this information. Why are you not up to speed with my business? And really, it resonates in understanding that that customer-facing user wants to be up to speed as well. They are just trying to gather all that information in different systems. So with Tenfold, we're able to aggregate all of this information into a single view UI. We have a couple different UIs that you can use depending upon what works right for your business. We have a Chrome extension, which we're going to show you today. We have a unified view that can be really customized with all of these different disparate systems of record. Maybe you had an acquisition lately and your teams are now using 2 different systems, or just in general, like I said, marketing and sales versus support, they're using different systems and you want one single unified view. We also have that. So let's go into the live demo.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate a call and logging that call activity. A big thing that I always say that happens from a call perspective is, one, who did you speak to? What did you speak about? Are there any next steps? Who else needs to know about it? And how long did you talk for?
Yep. And Leah, we're going to do this manually first, right? So
let's do it manually.
If you would start your timer, and then we're just going to compare. So guys, this is the old style, right? This is without a phone integration. I want to demonstrate this time in Sugar, but it would be very similar in any other system. How I am logging a call manually. So this is before Tenfold phone integration. So ring, 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 ring. Start your timer. Ring, ring, ring. Leah's calling me. Hi, this is Sonia at BrainSell.
Hey, it's Leah from Tenfold.
Oh, Leah, it's great to talk to you. How
you been?
Good. What can I help you with?
I wanted to set a follow-up meeting for next week with you and Devin.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, would you just hold on 1 second, Leah? I'm so sorry. I just dropped something. One second. Okay, I'm sorry, Leah. I'm back. Awesome. So I'm sorry. You said that next week you'd like to schedule a call with Devin and I.
Yeah, I just want to talk about our systems together.
Okay, awesome. And like, how are things going in general with Sugar and your use of it?
Well, I actually called into Devin a day ago, and I hadn't heard back from him from scheduling this meeting.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, I'll check in with him on that. That's not good. So, okay. Ugh, all right. I'm sorry about that. All right. And wait, so Leah, I'm sorry. You had said a couple weeks ago when we last spoke, I think, that you were hiring some additional salespeople. Are you planning on adding users for those?
Yeah, I am. That's what I'd like the call to be about.
Okay, awesome. All right, great. So, Leah, what time next week, or is there a day that works for you?
Why don't you follow up with me next week for us to schedule?
Okay, all right, that sounds good. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Thanks.
Okay, all right. Okay, so out of character. So I'm just making sure in my CRM record that I'm just going to fudge it and say this was 15 minutes because that's the next preset time. So I'm a kind of lazy salesperson, so I'm going to say that. Okay, I'm going to save this. Great. I'm going to go down.
Sonia, you're skipping out just a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me all right now? That might be part of my phone system. Leah, can you hear me?
It's just my system.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I can dial in on my actual phone too. I'm going here. So, guys, we're still timing, remember. So, new users for Sugar. Okay. Okay. Go. All right. Doing this. All right. I'm creating an opportunity. Great. And then within my opportunity, I am also going to create a follow-up here for another call. And that is for next week. Save. Oh, Leah, I'm still working here. Hey, Leah, sorry, can you hear me? All right.
All right, I'm going to press stop. Got it.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Gosh, that was strenuous. How long did that take?
That was 4 minutes, 19 seconds.
Oh my God. And I think our call was maybe like under a minute of that, right?
Right.
Oh boy. All right. And I just want to check my audio, Leah. Am I sounding okay to you?
I think it's on my side.
All right. So, guys, that was manual. And that's even thinking that someone would even do this. What we see in CRM a lot is that people just stop doing it. And then this data is all lost. So I am a, pretend great CRM user. And I went through all of those manual steps that 4 minutes. That was kind of painful. So let's revisit this world in the world of Tenfold. So Leah, if you want to go ahead and call my desk phone.
Okay.
And by the way, guys, this will work with mobile as well. So this is now the simulation. Start your timer, please, of Leah calling me. All right. I've got a call coming in. Start this timer over. Leah, hello, how are you?
Hey, Sonia. I wanted to schedule a meeting with you for next week.
Oh, okay, great. That's awesome. Is it about those extra users that you were talking about?
It is, actually.
Okay, awesome. And hey, how was your honeymoon with your husband? That's so exciting.
Oh, it was so good. Thanks for asking and remembering.
Oh, of course. No, it's awesome. I just follow you on Facebook and LinkedIn sometimes. It looked like so much fun. You went to Hawaii, right?
It was. Yeah,
Awesome.
we had a great time.
That's so cool. All right. Well, hey, does the same time next week work for you?
It does.
All right. Awesome. Well, hey,
So if you follow up with me next week.
Okay. Great.
And let Devin know too.
Oh, did you talk to him last week?
Yeah, we should have Devin there.
Okay, cool. I'll include him on the call. Call you same time next week, and I hope you have a great week. Welcome back from your honeymoon.
Thanks.
Awesome. Bye. All right. Here we go. So, how long did that take? Because I'm pretty much done here.
Yep, press save. And we are at 1:33.
Oh, wow. That's a 3-minute savings about? That's crazy.
Yeah, so if everybody can see that, not only was she able to get up to speed with my business, but she could also connect with me on a personal level because of the social profile integration that we're having. And she can also create that task directly into Sugar, and then also email those notes to a colleague, all with one full sweep of the notes section in Tenfold. She also was able to attach these notes directly to an opportunity of new users for Sugar.
And I will also say this, because a little cheat, so maybe we take off 20 seconds off the old one, right? So we're down to like 3 minutes, but savings, I did create that opportunity by hand right here. That's on my other screen. I could also create a brand new opportunity directly from the Tenfold interface. It would bring me to a new opportunity screen overlay. But the most useful thing that I find is that I'm able to actually attribute this call to the individual opportunity, which rolls up to Leah's contact and her account, which is just super impressive. This would have, again, taken me about 4 minutes to do before. Another thing that I can get a handle on is the call disposition. So you can put in, configure pretty much any field that you want to pop up here as an extra fill-in prompter, but this was a good combo. So imagine the kind of metrics you can now get. This is just filling in the disposition of the actual call record. I'm dubbing it as a good call. And that means that now we can get out of the box reporting of how many calls, how long the calls are, and what the outcome of those calls are as well. Now, I also am just going to reload this opportunity screen and give you a look here of seeing what the call actually looks like. So it looks the same again in like your Salesforce or your Sugar, your Microsoft. Here we go. So IBC means inbound call. IBC, inbound call. These are my notes. Someone else is calling me. It was marked as held because I completed it, obviously. It has the time. It was a short call. And then the task is also going to be created underneath her contact in this case. So all of those things were handled at one time. And this changes the whole game of CRM and the potential layout of your screens. This is huge because most people end up attributing the call records to just the contact. You know, they're too lazy to go ahead and nestle it under the opportunity. And then you lose what calls were happening to what deal, because I know probably 99% of you out there want to sell recurring business to your customers, right? So now I'm attributing that one call record associated to this individual opportunity. Really easy for my managers to go in and look at each opportunity and the activity that's happened on that op.
Also, if you see there, Sonia, the manual call is associated for 30 minutes. We were only on that call for a minute and a half, and that's because it can't capture the actual duration of the call. So why don't we show them the analytics?
Yes. So, by the way, Chrome. So the install of the actual app is incredibly simple. It's just a Chrome extension in this case. That's the floating UI was the thing that popped out when Leah called. And this is showing me a lot of good information about previous calls. And then I'm going to go into a dashboard where I'm actually going to see my metrics over a period of time. So this is incredible information. And again, this is 100% not having to log manual calls, right? It's taking in every single call that's coming in because it's attached to the phone system. So I can see right here, our lead SDR made 2,000 calls last month. Garrett stayed on the phone the longest. This is really telling because Garrett is one of our top salespeople and he's on the phone the most, but is he closing the most deals? Is he creating the most revenue? If he's not, then I might coach him a little differently. Hey man, I think you're spending a little too much time on the phone. Maybe you need to make your calls a little tighter because you're not closing the amount of deals that are corresponding with your calls. And then Kelly gets the most calls. Well, she's in account management, so that's no surprise there. Also over here, this is showing a really beautiful scatter chart of, first of all, outbound and inbound call ratios. And the connect rate is the black line with the dots. This tells me, of course, we're going to have a smaller sample size at 7 a.m., but hey, maybe we should extend our hours because people are actually connecting after hours. And they're definitely not connecting at 1 p.m. So let's take our lunch break there. If I go down, it's also going to tell me, okay, Garrett, with his calls and his time, here's his average time. He's only matching with CRM records 78% of the time, so we're going to have to smack him for that. But we can go way deeper into this product, but I'll show you here that you'll see if there's no match found. So the intelligence of how this actually works. When a call comes in or you place a call, it matches it up with a record in your CRM. It identifies that phone number and it links it with a person, a lead or contact in this case. And so I've had lots of calls come in that weren't matched. But, you know, this one was. So it just means that Garrett's not actually matching these phone numbers with actual people in our CRM. And then how many notes they're taking. And apparently I'm really good at using Tenfold.
Good.
Then I can see general call length. So this is a really nice analytics dashboard that mashes up Sugar data with call data. So lead source, where are our inbound calls coming from? You know, they're coming from webinars, they're coming from vendors, coming from emails. What industries are they fitting into? So
a really key point here too is all of this information is actually being stored in Sugar or Salesforce or whatever CRM that you're using.
Yep.
Tenfold's just aggregating all of this information into an What's really great is all of those reports that you're pulling right now in your CRM are going to be more robust. You're going to be able to see all of this information in those types of reports that you need to formulate your reporting up the chain on. So we can embed this information into the CRM, but it's also built in there already, which is really great.
Yep, absolutely. So that was a really quick overview. Now, just one other thing I want to stress is just the usability here, right? So you may think that you're getting a certain amount or metric of people actually putting in notes or calls, but when you start using an integration like this, it's very telling. Right away, you're capturing more data, and people are adopting the system because it's not taking them 4 minutes to enter data. That's why salespeople don't like using CRM. I'll tell you that right now, because it's extra work for them, and they get sick of it. It's a plain and simple behavior fact. So I can't stress that enough.
It goes back to what we were saying originally. If you could save 1.5 minutes per call, yep, per rep a day to take away the manual data entry part of their day, how would that impact your business?
It's a pretty quick metric to get, right? And it's also usability.
Exactly. And there's click to dial, and there's so many more really great features a part of the Tenfold program that some of these customers that you're seeing on the screen, they're already realizing the return on their investment. And for you to see that too, you know, we really encourage you to reach out to BrainSell to understand how we can help you.
Yes. And I'll just give one more metric. We did a really nice internal fast study that took about 5 minutes, and it was sitting with a few reps and seeing how long it actually took for them to look at their dial pad, key in the number, and connect the call. And it was about 18 to 20 seconds per call, right? Because you're looking at the screen, you're looking back, up, back. And so that alone, if you've got SDRs making 50 calls a day, right, that's a pretty easy ROI to get. You're paying for their license within about 2 or 3 days of use. So, and you're making them happy, and their fingers are hurting less. So that's just a really, really plain and simple, advantage. And then of course the flow that we showed you, my God, I'm capturing like 5 different data points at least in the CRM because of this. So, I think that's really all we have. We really like to keep these short so people can go back to dialing and smiling and being successful. Leah, is there anything else that you need to add? And I'm going to flip over to the questions right now too, and we'll hang on for a few minutes if you have questions. But Leah, anything else to add?
No, I think, this has been a really good sneak peek into Tenfold. There's a lot of other great things that we can do, either from the UI or other automation for different teams to realize the investment. This isn't just a sales tool. Marketing is going to be able to have better insight into the leads and the communication that's happening. Support and sales are going to have better communication to each other around any support tickets or opportunities open to have better visibility into the customer journey.
Right.
So, understanding this isn't just for one team, and not all features fit one size, and we're happy to talk about what fits your business.
And we do have a couple really great questions here. So the first one, the examples you displayed were for an inbound call. How does it work for outbound calls? That's a great question. So I did just mention your fingers hurting less, right? So look at this. I'm hovering over a phone number and it says call with Tenfold. If I click this, it's going to engage my Polycom on my desk, and it's going to connect the call on my headset. So I don't actually have to press anything but this URL right here. It queues up the call, the UI pops out of the side of my Chrome, and I start typing my notes. I don't actually even have to be logged into Sugar unless I want to click to dial on this. So you just have to have Chrome open in order for this, for this app to work. It's fantastic. And
it'll click to dial on any Chrome web page, not just within Sugar.
Yeah.
And let's say your employee knows somebody's phone number by heart because it's just their number one customer and they didn't have click to dial, and so they want to use their phone dial pad, we'll still capture that call took place too. But click to dial will just also help streamline that process for them.
Yep, absolutely. And then Leah, you're more of an expert in this because this is a somewhat new feature. How does this work with mobile phones? Because I know that's a huge advancement that you guys have taken on this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we will be able to integrate into iPhone and Android in the next month for us to be able to capture calls and match the records against a record in the CRM. So that means, if your spouse calls you on your cell phone, we're not going to capture that into the CRM. But if your client calls you while you're on the road, we'll be able to capture that interaction directly into the CRM. And you can take notes after the fact when you log into your computer.
Awesome. That's so great. I love it. And then I think that's been a huge issue because as we become more of a virtualized world and we have those road warriors, there are very few people that are just sitting at their desks making Polycom calls, right? So that's a huge plus. You had mentioned this a second ago, Leah, that this is huge for support. We have a couple clients, and in Wayfair's kind of instance too, where a lot of this is being used for support, right? So those are the people that are easy wins because they're in the office, they're taking notes, and just like I can follow up with an opportunity or attribute rather a phone call to an opportunity, I'm going to go right here and attribute this to a case or create a new case. So imagine this for service reps. Someone calls in and so many companies in my personal life that I know of should be using this. When I call in about the same issue 3 times, it would be amazing if they were able to look right here and know who I was and what I was calling about and attribute this call to the same case. That would be phenomenal. And this is me going through things that have changed. So I have an opportunity here I created 6 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, and other calls. So I'm kind of scrolling through her CRM history without having to go into the CRM. And of course, I can stalk Leah in various places. And I do this for more like high value sales opportunities. Oh, awesome. But following someone on Twitter or anything like that, I can do right from here. So great stuff. I see that we have a few more questions, so we'll stick around for, we do have one other question. Can you capture SMS messages from a cell phone matching records into the CRM? Ooh, I don't know about that one. Leah, is that on the roadmap?
Yes. Yeah, so we can actually launch text messages from the UI, but right now we can't capture the text message into the CRM database if they texted you back, because it would come back to us as an email. But we do have an ability to launch an SMS text message from the UI.
And tell me about the Zoom meeting you do. Just like the Zoom meeting, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we integrate with WebEx, GoToMeeting, JoinMe, Zoom. We've all been on the phone where we said, hey, let's just hop on a call or hop on a screen share and hash this out. If you go through the online meeting creation, it's going to sync with whichever WebEx service that you've used. When you press go, it's going to launch it for yourself, and then it's going to email the dial-in details to whom you're speaking to.
Awesome.
So again, just automating that everyday process.
Awesome. All from one little screen. That's great. It's great. All right. Well, guys, we will hang on for a little bit here just to answer some questions, but pretty much concludes our webinar. You know what? I see some more questions coming in, so let's handle these. In a support scenario, can you look up an existing case? Yes. Opposed to just starting a new case, Kendra asked. So Kendra, great question. I'm just going to kind of show you that simulation here. So let's go back to the previous record. So this little checkbox on the suitcase, that means that I previously attributed this to an existing opportunity, and that happens just the same with a case. So if I had an open case with Leah, it would appear just the same way here, and it would show the title of the case, and I could just click this checkbox and it would nestle this call under the case record. exactly in the same manner as the opportunity happened. So great question. Anything on the roadmap for voicemail to case creation? Not
Voicemail case creation. No, not right now, but I'd like to understand that a little bit more. Is it if somebody just leaves a voicemail and you want to automatically create a case? There is a way for us to attribute a call to automatically creating cases every single time the call comes in, but I want to understand a little bit better how you want that process to work.
Okay, great. So Kendra, if you're still around, pop in another scenario there, and we'll give you a call probably tomorrow anyway, just to follow up on that. And then we have a good question. This is someone who's following the company. I heard you're working on a mobile app. Anything to share on that?
Yeah, we're planning that for Q4 of this year. For us to actually have an application where you'd be able to take the notes into. But in the meantime, you would be able to attribute those calls through an iPhone or Android, and then use the recent tab when you log back into your computer to take notes after the fact. So Sonia, if you can show the recent tab.
Cool, yes. That is very
in the UI.
Yep. Yep. So you go right in here and you're able to, so it'll show in the recent and then you just go here and you add in notes. You press save and look at that. So the time is already captured. Because again, it's connecting with the phone system without me doing anything. And then here are my two opportunities. That's awesome. All right. Love it. We're going to use that. Okay, we have a little clarification here. So on the voicemail, the case creation, yes, we'll follow up tomorrow. But yes, okay, you're looking to automate the transcription of voicemails into CRM incidents. Okay, so
interesting.
Yeah, that's good. We might be able to rejigger something with your VoIP system, depending on what it is, your actual phone system. If you're able to transcribe that, we could think about it in an out of the box way. Interesting. Okay, awesome. So we will follow up with some of you tomorrow, and I think that's pretty much all we have for questions. So Leah, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sonia, and thanks everybody for joining. Look forward to talking to you through Sonia.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.